be missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back. Yes, I'm coming to you live from New York City for the next, 21 to 30 days. I'm out here for some work. So, yeah, we're going to be doing it. On this video, I want to talk about President Trump, who is blaming the DEI and Biden and Obama for the crash. There was a plane crash this morning, and there's a report here on Go Figure. I think I'm on New York Times. So I'm actually going to be reading that. I wanted to get through that, but I have a very important question for you at the end of this. President Trump is the present president of the United States of America. Biden was the person up to just a few weeks ago. Obama was the president back in 2018 to 2016. They have different political views here and there. And if you don't know what the DEI is, you're about to find out. I think it means diversity, equity, and some. I'll find out. We'll find out. Anyway, according to this report on New York Times, let's just go ahead and go through this together. It says Trump blames DEI and Biden for crash under his watch. Do me a favor. Always hit on this like buttons. I might not be able to go as live as I can. I think I can only go in the morning, but I'll see about that. But I'll be dropping videos, I promise. So make sure you're staying plugged into everything we're doing. All right, so it says President Trump's remarks suggesting that diversity in hiring and other Biden administration policies somehow caused the disaster. So there was a plane crash today, last night at around 8 p.m. in right above Washington, D.C. There was a helicopter that ran into, I think, an American airline flight. The last time I checked, about 67 people completely perished in that disaster. So that's what Trump was answering to. So President Trump's remarks suggesting that diversity in hiring and other Biden administration policies somehow caused the disaster reflected his instinct to immediately frame major events through his political and ideological lens. Now, that's already their statement. They also have their own political views, let's be honest. New York Times has their own political views. So President Trump blamed diversity requirements at the Federal Aviation Administration. So as of about last week or so, I think President Trump completely altered or destroyed the policies they had in place to, inclusivity, diversity, equity, and inclusivity. It's basically a policy that encourages, either softly or hardly, organizations to consider minorities, diversity when they are hiring and different things like that. So, but he's saying that everybody must basically be hired because of merit, because of what they know, because they're a genius. If they're not a genius, doesn't matter what your skin color is, you don't deserve. So as of a few days ago, you could see companies like Target already getting rid of, of all those departments in the organizations. But they have to spend money and resources on making sure that those things are in place. Anyway, President Trump blamed diversity requirements at the Federal Aviation Administration and his two Democratic predecessors for the mid-air collision over the Potomac River on Wednesday night, saying that standards for air traffic controllers had been too lax. Mr. Trump cited no evidence that diversity programs had anything to do with the fatal accident, which killed 67 people, and even admitted, when pressed, that the investigation had only just begun. So President Trump, at any chance he gets, okay, he doesn't need evidence, okay? He didn't need evidence to become the president of the United States. I think it's too late to be asking for evidence.
You go explain, because no evidence.
So there's nothing new there, but anyway, that's what the country wanted. We have President Trump now. Moments later, he blamed the pilots of the Army helicopter that appeared to fly into a passenger jet while it was on final approach to Reagan National Airport across the river from the Capitol. But he quickly returned to the theme that diversity goals that he said was created by President Barack Obama and President Joseph Biden had created unsafe skies, implying that those moves had to have contributed to the disaster. Mr. Trump's instant focus on diversity reflected his instinct to frame major events through his political and ideological lens, whether the facts fit or not. Who cares about facts? The country did not need facts to vote a president in, so here we are. We're just going to go with our emotions as we've been going for quite a while, to be honest with you. Even when it comes to voting Obama in, voting Joe Biden in, that's just politics. Politics basically play on your emotions. Okay, I'm talking generally. So it is what it is. Now, you would think that in this kind of disaster, they will kind of like chill a little bit, but yeah. You know, when you have a little small worry, somebody's always willing to take the worry to the next level for you. If you don't know what worry is, it's Yoruba for madness. It is something he has done before. After a terrorist attack in New Orleans a month ago, he blamed illegal immigration, even though the attacker was a U.S. citizen born in Texas. When wildfires erupted in California, he blamed Governor Gavin Newsom's water management policies without any evidence that a different approach would have made a difference in the firefighting effort. But his unproven accusation above the air, I'm just going to go ahead and read his quote here because I don't want to waste too much time. I think you guys already have an idea. I'll go back to the top if I have a little bit of time. But, and I quote, "We cannot have leaders making detrimental, rash decisions to overhaul critical aspects of our national transportation network for the sake of irrelevant culture wars." That's Mr. Welch who said that. They're basically referring to what Donald Trump said. Disability rights groups accuse Mr. Trump of deflecting blame. All disabled employees are required to be able to perform all essential job requirements without accommodations. Okay, so contrary to what Trump and his supporters think, they think diversity, equity, and what is it? Inclusivity. I think that, what is DEI? Let me see what it means. Okay, yes, inclusion. They think it means just hiring black people and precisely incompetent black people. That's what they think it means, but it actually goes beyond that. Okay, the era of DEI is gone. Okay, listen to this carefully. Is gone at the Defense Department. He continued, and we need the best and brightest, whether it's in our air traffic control or whether it's our generals. It was notable in part because he had been a major critic of General Charles Q. Brown Jr., the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. All right. Then also, I think there was an attack on a guy called Buttigieg. Remember Buttigieg responded on social media. He said, "Despicable." He wrote, "As families grieve, Trump should be leading, not lying." All right. And Mr. Trump made it clear that he might not be willing to wait for investigative conclusions before coming to his own. And I quote, "We do not know what led to this crash, but that means I don't have evidence. And I'm not about to explain myself. Deal with it." Okay. He said that over the year, I've watched as things like this happen, and they say, well, we're always investigating, and then the investigation 3 years later, they announce that we think we have some pretty good ideas. Anyway, so I wanted to say this. Listen, we're here. Okay, there are check and balance systems in place. I hope they work. I think they will continue to check Mr. Trump, either he lies or not. Mr. Trump was the guy that was voted in by the Americans, and we have to accept it. We have to deal with it. If that means it's canceling out the DEI, and then companies are obviously taking advantage of it, may the best player win. To be honest with you, that's still the world we live in. It was the world we lived in Obama's time. It's still the world we lived in Joe Biden's time. It's still going to be the world we live in Trump's time. It's just that Mr. Trump is going to take more space in your media heads. It is what it is. He knows how to do it. Is it being intentional? Is it just that ignorant? Because basically everything's like, oh, we need the brightest. We need the most genius people. You know, the greatest of the greatest of what? Mr. Trump said, no be me go do am. Now you go
explain because no evidence.
Now you go explain tire. All right. But I really want to know what your thoughts are about this. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are because should national tragedies like this, should it be used as platform for political views, messaging, to continue to promote yourself? Maybe you can do a third term. They've been flying that idea around. Don't think anything is impossible, by the way. Or does this approach, Mr. Trump's approach to be precise, does it undermine the search for real solutions? Because he's claiming the same thing. He's saying that everybody else will claim they're setting up committees, but they never come up with any solution. He's claiming the same thing. What are your thoughts about this? I would like to know. Anyway, stay plugged in. I will be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.